for today's cup of coffee with Scream. Oh, yeah. I've had lots of screams lately. I have totally had lots of screams.
What screams have you had?
Everything on every level. And it's not just me. There's lots of people that are screaming. There are things that need to be screamed about right now. And it's just like, I think, oh my goodness, I can't. Tony Moon had posted on X. Folks, honestly, if you're not on X right now, I do urge you to go on X, because that is the news source. And you've got people that have lived experiences that share their lived experiences and their knowledge and stuff. And it's just fascinating. Mm-hmm. Tony Moon, as far as one of the legendary rooftop Koreans, I adore him. I really do. Oof. And him talking about that Gen Z over on TikTok, that this stuff about Epstein is blowing up.
That's one reason why they wanted to get rid of TikTok, is because when something is released or something is, found out pretty wide scale, people are going to talk about it.
Especially Gen Z.
The ones primary users of TikTok.
Yeah.
They're going to be talking about that, and it's going to be all over TikTok.
Yeah.
That's why they didn't want us talking about some of this shit. They wanted to shut it down.
They can't stop it.
I'm off of TikTok now, so I don't gotta worry about the bullshit, though.
Yeah, well, I understand why, especially these outer planets in these last bit of Pisces, for your mental health, it's better. And that was something that Peter Novak had posted, I think it must have been on February the 6th here. He had said that Saturn-Neptune conjunctions can be extremely depressing, discouraging, bleak, and despairing at times, at least for certain elements of society. They do not support hope and do not support upturns in economic matters. Now, I had asked him how long this lasts, because I think it's supposed to start on the 20th of February, and he said a month or so. And sometimes when you have a time frame, it's easier to endure, because it's a matter not the suffering forever without an end.
Yeah.
It's a matter of whatever's going to have to happen. There is an end in sight. And
well, that's good.
Mm-hmm. It very much is good. And now, as far as he has been talking about the Iranian conflict for quite a while, and that looks like that's a go.
Heck yeah.
I not necessarily, but it just.
I don't know if that's. I'm like, heck yeah.
There had been.
'Cause I don't know.
Lots of U.S. planes deployed, like Desert Storm type planes deployed over there.
Yeah. See, I don't know shit about that, so when I say heck yeah, I really don't know what the
yeah,
fuck I'm
well,
talking about.
he says that Iran or Persia, I've heard different ones say that they want to be considered Iranian or Persian or whatever. That has been occupied for a very long period of time. The people that you see speaking for the Persian people are not Persian.
Then what the fuck? Why do they got a place in speaking for?
Because it's conquest. That is the story of humanity. Much to people's. It is, regardless of these people that are still under the Piscean delusion, the world is not love, light, and unicorn farts. It's not. That's not reality.
I mean, that's certainly part of it, but it's not the whole.
Well, it's
this reality. There's good and bad.
Evil exists, and it is being exposed.
Yeah.
And he was talking about, as far as some of these delusions of, this hippy-dippy thought form bullshit, which never materializes because it's not reality. Mm-hmm. And so it is a matter of facing hard truths at this point. It's like, it's crazy. And there was someone who had posted, and he had reposted, and I'm going to have to look for this individual. Her name is Olga Morales. I think is how you pronounce that. I will look for her. And she had said truth unveiling in 7 days, and she had posted this on February the 6th. In 7 days, Saturn moves into 0 Aries and meets Neptune in 14 days. Right now, Saturn sits in a very last degree of Pisces, the final moment of the 30-year cycle. And this last degree is doing exactly what Saturn in Pisces does, exposing hidden corruption from the past. Today, we see it clearly for the latest Epstein documents surfacing. Secrets, cover-ups, and networks that operated in the shadows are finally being dragged into the light. And just as I've said repeatedly in my videos, when Saturn and Neptune trigger the Aries point, buried matters rise to the surface in an explosive way. And because the Aries point is global and public, the whole world becomes a witness. We are less than 1 degree away from Saturn crossing into 0 degrees Aries. This is the final reckoning phase. What was hidden can no longer stay hidden. Reality, Saturn, is hitting hard and truth is breaking through. And this is only the beginning. It will probably take 36 years of all the truth to surface. Which I won't have to worry about it because...
36 years?
Yeah. I won't, I'm 60, So some of this stuff I will probably not live to see, but those who came, who are younger and stuff, and it used to be, and this is the 7th generation philosophy of some of the Native Americans, and there is this, my God, these magical ideas about groups of people that they were like superhuman or whatever it was. Every group has had some good ideas. That's it. But some of the Native Americans, they talked about the 7th generation. And before you did things, to think about all the way back down to the 7th generation that would come behind you. That means you have to think before doing. That is not Pisces. My God, that's not Pisces. And so much stuff has been in Pisces for so long. And this is nothing to do. I don't hate Piscean people. But everybody wants to find fault with everything that everybody says. The Piscean energy, especially in those outer planets, affects everyone. And some of us are so over that energy that we could scream.
Yeah. Yeah. Because it's overwhelming. It's just a lot. Be like, dude, you're letting your ass override your mind.
Mm-hmm. And it's good to have dreams and goals and plans. But you've got to have the plans to put legs on those dreams. Mm-hmm. If you sit around, stoned and stupid is no way to go through life. Stoner energy is very Piscean. Very. If you've ever been around stoners much, I mean, we're talking the perpetually stoned.
Hey, I've been trying.
Oh, God. We're talking Cheech and Chong have basically been running the universe for years.
Listen, when you're stoned, you do a lot of shit that you shouldn't.
Right. That you should or shouldn't.
Shouldn't.
Yeah. Anybody who's old enough to remember Cheech and Chong, like I said, just think of them running the universe for like 30 years.
It's like flat out that your mind is not in a right space to
exactly
make proper judgment calls.
Exactly. I mean, and it's why Scripture tells us to be sober-minded. And it's like that you can use whatever. That just like drinking. There are some people. It's like to have a drink is okay. To get drunk is not.
Mm-hmm. Marijuana, you can have it in small doses. Small controlled doses.
Anytime that you are in an altered state of mind like that, a lot of times that allows other entities to enter in. Yeah. And then another one that he has some of the most amazing posts is organic non-robot tweeter. And just, there's no way that I'm going to take away from his writings because they're brilliant.
Well, you're giving him credit.
I am giving him credit.
He has a lot of pertinent
He
information.
does. And if he doesn't make videos, I'm going to urge him to start making videos
That'd be nice. That'd be nice.
because,
Please. It's really difficult to read a book on an X.
yeah, there are some people that are auditory learners. That's just fact. That they can remember what they hear. I'm one of those.
Yeah.
Of course, I sort of do both. But anyhow, he is, I will read this one part right here, but he has so many amazing posts that it would take, he had one about the houses. Amazing. It was one of those, I bookmarked those things. Encouraged him to write a book.
Yeah.
Because
I still have not completed all of those.
he can explain it in a way that I can understand. I tried to get Grok to do the houses in my chart because I told him, I said, this wheel within a wheel schematic that astrology is, it just, for some of us, it's confusing. I need bullet point.
Was Grok able to do it for you?
It took him over 8 minutes. Grok.
And he probably didn't give you the right information, too. Try Gemini. Now, Gemini, it was quicker.
I may have to look for that.
Because I did that the other night. Gemini was quicker.
One of our podling pirates, and I know she's so busy right now, she's just covered up right now, and it's Astro Pandora, but I call her Astro Panda.
Yeah.
My God, she's another one that is so brilliant and being able to put the fries in a bag.
Does she do readings for people?
I don't know whether she does or not. Like I said, she's so extremely busy. That's the reason she doesn't comment on videos often, is she's just busy.
Yeah.
I always say a prayer for these folks. But organic non-robot tweeter, and I'm going to have to give him, his handle is Mars and Scorpio. And he is very Scorpio. But he had written on this one, he says, we are being told to move on. That is uncomfortable. That is complicated. That justice takes time. But there is a difference between patience and abandonment. When credible evidence of systemic abuse rises to the surface and nothing happens, delay stops being neutral. It becomes a statement. It tells the public who is protected, who is expendable, and which crimes are treated as intolerable only in theory. That is not about ideology. It is about partnership. It is about whether a society still recognizes certain acts as beyond excuse. Children were harmed. Power insulated itself. Silence followed. The silence has now cracked. No one is demanding chaos. No one is calling for vigilantism. What people are asking for is acknowledgement made real. Arrest, due process, transparency, a visible commitment that no amount of money, influence, or status places someone outside the reach of the law. The wheels of justice are often slow, and reasonable people understand that investigations take time. But time without visible action erodes trust. Institutions already weakened by decades of deflection cannot afford further inaction without consequences to their legitimacy. There are facts not yet public. There may be processes still unfolding. That possibility is being held in good faith. What cannot be held is indefinite silence. February 20th is not an ultimatum. It is a checkpoint, a moment for institutions to demonstrate whether they still function as instruments of justice rather than shields of power, whether accountability is operational or merely rhetorical, whether representation is real or symbolic. If action is taken, let it be transparent. If force is used, let it be lawful and visible. If justice is pursued, let it be unmistakable. If not, the public is not obligated to pretend comfort or confidence. Trust is not owed, it is earned. And when it is broken, people respond not with violence, but with memory, refusal, and sustained pressure. No forgetting, no normalization, no quiet return to business as usual. Some wrongs cannot be outweighed. They can only be answered, and until then, the light stays on. I mean, his writing is so precise and so measured. And it's got a very poetic essence to it.
Yeah.
But it now in true Scorpio form, but it just goes straight for the heart.
But that's what it needs.
Yeah, yeah. And I will put
See, I like
his
Scorpios because they get right to the nitty gritty. They get right to the meat of the
on
situation.
some of it. Like I said, that's the positive side of Scorpio. It's not that I dislike Scorpio. It's just the experiences I have had with Scorpios. They were not good representations of their sign. Every sign has be a good representation of whatever sign you are. Mm-hmm. You know, you have positive attributes and then you have challenges. That's how all of us are made. Some things have to be overcome.
Yeah.
And Scorpios have a tendency, especially if they're wounded, my God, they will just lash out at anybody around them. Doesn't matter. I mean, it's like friendly fire a lot of times.
Sometimes, yeah. Yeah. But usually, even that, if they're wounded, it is very targeted at the person who has hurt them.
Sometimes, like I said, it's just one of those that it depends. Because I've just been there before, not doing anything, minding my own business, and it's just like, bzz.
But they also can't let shit go.
No, they have trouble with that. That and cancer.
Yeah.
God, cancer
And
has
when you
trouble
got
letting go.
that, when you got that doubled on top of each other, oh shit.
Yeah, that's, yeah. Yeah.
That
So,
motherfucker will literally, it's almost like you will have to pry this grudge from my cold dead hands before I let go.
well, and that's one of those that is where they sting themselves
Yeah.
repeatedly. It's almost like the Ouroboros, the serpent eating its tail.
Yeah.
If Scorpio doesn't have anybody else to sting, a lot of times they'll just sting themselves to death.
They will literally implode.
Yeah. Well, and it's just like this Pisces self-undoing. And my God, we're seeing that in action lots of places. And something else that Organic Non-Robot Tweeter had said, he said, you kind of have to be the most mouthy you've ever been with any real truth you have found to successfully navigate this 0-point Aries test. I hope that all the previous years come back because, like I said, I have a tendency to be, ahead of the curve on some of this. So we've been speaking truths for a long time.
Yeah.
And it's like the truth, you speak the truth because it is the truth and it needs to be spoken. It's sort of like art for art's sake. And at this man, he deserves thousands of views per post. And he's another one that's sort of unseen. And it ain't right, damn it. It ain't right.
It ain't right. There's a lot of people that need to be seen but are not.
Yeah. So this is just giving people an opportunity to prepare themselves to gear up for what is to come.
Loves it. So it's a bunch of fuckery.
Well, it's just different kinds of fuckery.
Somebody said that we're basically going to see a whole legal system shift. Just
we need to
restructuring.
Well, it's what we got now is not working.
Yeah, because literally it has been abused, used, and just
turned
against the people.
Power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. When you've got somebody that they've no fear of any kind of retribution.
You know who doesn't corrupt? Jesus.
Right.
It's like, okay, if we had to revert back into having a king, no earthly king would suffice.
Mm-hmm.
It would literally have to be Jesus.
That is foretold that will happen. Could we live to see it? Maybe.
I would like that.
And it's like, it says he will rule with an iron rod. So that means that he's not going to put up with any of this ignorance. Evil will not be able to hide. But the thing is that even during that period of time, and it's foretold on that, you will have people that will deny him. It's incredible. It's an absolutely incredible time. I will put in the description box links to organic non-robot and Mr. Novak. I'll put so that you can go over there on X and follow them. Because, like I said, it's not always these massive accounts. Sometimes it's small accounts. People sharing their lives.
Those are usually the more valuable ones and the massive accounts.
Yes. Well, that's where you can get the interaction, that human element.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like the one gentleman, I think is Appalachian man. He may be up in Pennsylvania or someplace. He cooks. He's a veteran, but he cooks, and he absolutely wonderful pictures of meals. It's just like he had fixed. It was maybe like a strawberry cheesecake pastry something the other night. God love him. He had to have dental surgery. And so he was on a soft, food
diet.
God, for about a week. God love him. And he
That's
was
torture.
hungry. And so
He's having to suck applesauce through a straw.
He was, beginning to eat some other foods. And the other night he had posted, he's like, I want a pork chop so bad. And I'm like, God love you.
Put it in a blender, buddy.
Well, he really, but he had fixed him some meatloaf. And so that was wonderful.
Good.
And then he had fixed the pastries. And I'm like, are you going to have you some coffee with that? And he's like, absolutely.
It's like, good.
Yeah.
That is a must.
And that is the type of interaction that you can do on X. You just have to be discerning. So, it ain't always the ones with the highest view count and the ones that's trying to make money off of it. And, yeah.
The ones that have the highest view count, trying to make the money, that's exactly what they're doing. They're trying to make the money.
That's where you get the clickbait shit.
The grifters.
So it just, no.
Usually the ones that are not that well known are the more reliable. They are the reliable ones. They're the ones that will give the more accurate information, stuff like that.
I got fact checked for the first time on X the other day.
You didn't get fact checked.
It was a community note.
They were confirming what you said.
That Martha Stewart is not 100 years old.
Somebody rebutted. Nah, Martha Stewart is immortal.
And I'm like, it was a simple comment. And I didn't even make it as a statement. I said I wasn't aware that Martha Stewart is over 100 years old.
Honestly, if she's a vampire, what if she's a vampire?
Well, if she is,
cool.
that'll come out. What's going to be, if people think that this stuff about Epstein is, and it is horrific.
Dude,
what?
This shit is horrific. Just imagine the other stuff, like the supernatural shit, like the other supernatural shit that they're going to unveil.
Oh, yeah, like the reptilians.
Yeah.
I'm not joking.
The reptilians.
That some of these people doing these horrific things are not human.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some of the horrific things are by the undead.
Yeah. Like I said, that they're not human. And it just, somebody had suggested that anybody that was a conspiracy theorist deserved reparations. And I'm like, oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Give me money.
I'm still waiting for vampires to be confirmed as
they have been,
like blood-sucking vampires.
Yes. And that was where they had been playing I'm not joking, that's where they had been playing the clip of Roseanne Barr talking to Tucker Carlson. And she's like, people think I'm crazy. She had told it years ago. That was one of the reasons that they canceled her.
A real blood-sucking vampire?
Yeah, they drink blood, yeah.
Like they snatch someone in the alleyway and bite their neck and drain them
not
of blood.
necessarily. A lot of this, again, with the romanticizing some of these things. And it's like evil appears as good. Remember, the devil can appear as an angel of light. So, interesting times. Stay prayed up. That's all I can tell you. If you ain't found Jesus, now would be a good time.
Lord Jesus Christ, please protect us.
And
Protect us from any and all evil.
we're recording this on the evening of February the 8th, 2026, and it's Super Bowl Sunday, and I'm like, no, I'm not, none of it. I got, when the kneeling bullshit started years ago, that did it for me. So other people, it takes them longer to learn for whatever reason they on the short bus.
Yeah.
But so, I mean, the ritualistic aspect of it, and it doesn't matter if you turn the halftime off, if you're giving it any views, you're consenting. You're consenting to the people that scheduled the halftime show.
That's fucked up.
It's like the Olympics. They had another big Luciferian ceremony to open up the Olympics, even with the inverted pentagram.
What the fuck? Again, they didn't learn the last time?
No, that is evil. I mean, it's just evil. Yeah. There was a little Navajo man
Fucked up.
that I watch, and I love him. I can't think of his name right now, but I'll put the link to his channel. And that man can explain the practical applications of Christianity better than any preacher will ever hear.
Who is it? I'm sorry.
The Navajo gentleman.
Yeah. Because you said the other day that he tries to teach people to be more Christ-like than some of these other.
Yeah. He knows how to put legs on it.
See, I would rather listen to the Navajo man.
Yes.
Than any of those TV preachers.
Yeah, because like I said, it's a practical application. Do you want to tell the people where we can be found?
You can find us on BitChute, Rumble, and YouTube at Rolanda's Cup of Coffee with Scream. Also, check her out on X, previously known as Twitter, at Rolanda COCWS.
Yeah, I'm all over the page over there.
I should have told people yesterday, since yesterday was the pregame, I guess, because people were just, it was a flood. Someone just was like, you know what? Yeah, we'll let all this water just absolutely lambast you with customers.
Yeah.
I should have told people, like, yeah, satanic ritual right there.
They won't listen.
Don't. That's why I don't say anything, because
Right.
it's like people will look at me like I'm crazy.
That's where you have to have the discernment, because some of it is casting pearls before swine. Yeah. And remember, the full verse on that, don't cast pearls before swine, lest they trample them underfoot, then turn and tear you to pieces. People don't quote the whole scripture. That last part is vital. All of it is, but you have to have discernment.
And that's the part that people don't usually say.
Right.
That's similar to the jack of all trades thing. People don't say the full thing of that either.
Right. You want to tell them what the full thing of that is?
It's like a jack of all trades,
Master of none.
The jack of all trades, master of none, but often better than the master of one.
Yeah.
And that's because when you got a jack of all trades, they can do pretty much all the stuff.
You can bob and weave from your life.
You can bob and weave with shit. But if you're a master of one thing, that's all you can do. You're region locked, basically.
Yep. The man who has a hammer sees everything as a nail. So
why just have a hammer when you can have a whole toolbox?
Right. Yeah. A hammer doesn't work well if you need a screwdriver.
That's like a lot of these trades. I want to know a lot of these trades.
Learn them.
And I get that from you, because like the Gemini.
Moon and Gemini.
I want to learn.
And that's how my page on X, it's just that there are so many wonderful things, and it's like I want to share them. If something makes me laugh or is beautiful or makes me think or whatever, I will share that. Sometimes I'll make a comment, and sometimes I'm just reposting, and I'm all over the page. Yeah, so
I'll do that too sometimes, but also some of the stuff that I find beautiful, that I find beauty in, people are like, "What the fuck?"
It doesn't matter.
That's ugly.
It's what you find beauty in. And you can explain why you find it beautiful, something if you want to. Or not.
Did you see the purse? The heart eye purse?
No, I don't think I saw that one.
Literally an eyeball in the shape of a heart, but he could open up like one of those little
Okay.
clutch purses.
Well, that's interesting.
It was really cute.
Yeah, that's very interesting.
Yeah.
You know, very Aquarian. Let us pray one for another. Always remember that you are loved because you are. Treat other people the way you would like to be treated. And Lord willing, we'll see you on the next cup. Bye.